Hi Marie,
Hello.
what is resilient to you?
Resiliency to me is the ability to overcome difficulties, but at the same time, have a learning experience from it so that in future, if you face it again, you will be able to overcome it again.
Right. Was there a difficult moment in your life and how did you manage to overcome it?
Yes, back in 1999 when I was in Perth, that time I was newly married and I actually lost my job. And because that time I was holding quite a high position in my job, so when I lost my job, I actually lost my identity and my purpose. So to some degree, I kind of went into depression, and I was in bed at 7:30 when my husband goes to work, and when he comes back at 10 o'clock, I'm still in bed because I just could not bring myself out to do anything. I just felt that there was nothing left for me. And at a point in time when after losing my job, it's not just the first punch in a sense. Gradually, we had financial difficulties to the point where we almost divorced and we almost had a fallout. And there comes a time where, I'm deciding whether to just walk away from it all because it was just so hard. And so my electricity was cut off and we could not afford to go out anywhere. And we basically stayed at home and parked our car down the road, so neighbors don't invite us for Christmas because it was very close to the Christmas period at that point in time. So by and large, it's quite sad to the point where we can't even afford, 2 hot dogs when we went out for a movie, and we actually ordered, and the 2 hot dogs cost $3.20, and we only had like $2.80. So we could not even afford a hot dog. Very hungry, sat in the movie, because the movie tickets was free, so it wasn't like, we had to pay for it, and it was very, very difficult. Now, how did we overcome it? There was a point where my husband sat down with me and said, look, we need to talk. And this went on for that time was about 4 to 6 months. I think it was 6 months. And I refused to because I knew that we were going through such difficult time. I didn't want to talk. He says, no, we need to talk. So we sat down and he actually put a piece of paper in front of me and he showed me the budget. And he said, look, we're taking in, or rather he is taking in $2,000 a month. And our expenditure is $3,000. And so we have a gap of $1,000. What are we going to do about it? So, and I was very angry because I kind of blame him. I said, no, I'm not the person spending all this $3,000. It must be you kind of thing. But he actually lists down all the expenditure, and we realized that there were a lot of things that is unwanted. For example, our cable TV, or otherwise known as your Netflix and all these things. We just have to cut it off. We cut off going out to eat every day. We cut off, the cable TV. We cut off a lot of things that are not necessary. In other words, just live on the necessity. So that was one of them. The other thing was that I had to get out of the house. So my friend actually asked me to volunteer in church. And it was very funny. And the church said, how much time do you want to volunteer? I said, only 1 hour a week because I don't have time. Actually, I have all the time in the world. But it was a very good move because when I got out of the house, it actually got me out of my depressed state. Because then I'm not staying at home and looking at the 4 walls and thinking how bad our life was. So when I was out there, I started getting exposures and I started getting, people saying oh, can you do this? Can you do that? And something that was done voluntarily for 1 hour, extended to 5 hours, extended to a part-time job, earning an income of $300 per week. And so from there, people start noticing that actually I have skills and talents that I can offer. So I was given a full-time job to become the PA to the CEO. And things start to pick it up. So the point I'm trying to make is this: to overcome any difficulty is not to stay there in the valley and then kind of wallow in self-pity. Be out there with people because you never know the next opportunity might come. Mind you, when I was out there doing a voluntary job, I had already applied close to 500 jobs. And also when I applied at McDonald's, they didn't want to employ me because they said I'm overqualified. So the point I'm trying to make is most people may not advertise, but they watch your attitude and they watch how you can do the work that's given to you. You can do something for nothing. You can do something with something. This is how I overcome my my challenges. And this is what I call resiliency. The next redundancy that I get, I know exactly what I have to do. Thank you.
Thank you.